Right. Okay. We're taking pictures today. One of the important parts about artist operations in the modern day is documenting your work and getting it like professionally ready to put out there in the world. And that's what today is for. We're gonna have our friend Chloe come by in a little bit. In the meantime, we're gonna get out everything that we have yet to document since the last time that we've had Chloe in. Chloe's a good friend. We normally go to her to get documentation done, and we're happy to have her. You might be wondering why I didn't do any video content thing for this piece. I just didn't want to. Some pieces are just for me. I'm not gonna film everything that I do. I film a lot of what I do, but not everything. And yeah, that's about that, if you were wondering. And if you weren't, then go about your business. I don't know.
Go about his business.
Okay, and now we're ready to do some documentation. We got everything set up over there behind you. The first one up is Pink Eye. Don't get too close. It's contagious. We have the lovely Chloe over here.
Hello.
This is Chloe. She's going to be doing a lot of the photography for today. Actually, all the photography for today. And we're going to have a good time. Without further ado, let's get into it. Do you need this light closer? What? I really like this lady. I don't have a name for her. I don't. I feel like I should leave her unnamed because, if she ever gains sentience, she can pick the name for herself. For now, she's untitled. But she's my favorite out of everyone that we're photographing today. She's my favorite. I know I've said in a previous video that I don't really care for conservation in the long term, like making pieces last over 50 to 100 years. And that is true. I really don't give a shit about that. But I feel like there are some important reasons that an artist might want to document their work digitally and, spray it with a varnish and whatnot. First of all, I just don't want any of my clumsy fingerprints smearing anything on any wonderful pieces that I've already created. And also, it's cool to make prints of stuff and, hand them out or sell them and whatnot. Chloe, what would you say are the top 3 reasons why an artist might want to professionally document their work?
First one would be we live in a digital age, so sometimes your iPhone quality is not as good as a camera, and when you want to reproduce your work, whether that be for prints or just to produce it online, like on a website or Instagram, it makes the world of a difference to have detailed, high-quality images that have the right color tones. And dude, this is the song. Yeah, you just have a better image that your iPhone wouldn't get, and then makes a potential buyer more attracted to your work because your work looks good. There you go.
Thank you, Chloe. We can go back to business now. All right. We're done with the big stuff. We're doing the small stuff now. I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. Should I do a voiceover with this? Why am I speaking to you about this? Why?
This is a robbery. I know.
You good on the phone?
Yeah.
Chloe thought of another answer for the photographer question. Chloe?
So even if you don't want to reproduce or put your work online or Instagram or social media, it's really good to have it for personal bookkeeping and potentially having like a catalog resume in the future. It's nice to have a good, high quality, high res image. And if you happen to sell the work before you get a good image, you're kind of out of luck.
Well, we took pictures of all the 2D stuff. I have 3D things. Is there a way that we could photograph the 3D things, like the blocks?
Okay, how I normally photograph 3D works or ceramics, my bad, G, is I will take like a long white piece of paper and kind of make my own like seamless backdrop. So if we can do that, then we can make it happen.
Exactly what you need.
Exactly what I need. All right, everybody. Javier, I've known him for. When did we become friends? Was it pre-pandemic?
I would say like right around there. I would say we weren't friends officially until you again and Cicely invited me to come out sledding.
We went sledding, yeah. So we went sledding, realized we did not have sleds, so we opted for cardboard boxes. And worked for one round, and then after that, they pretty much deteriorated, but it was fun, nevertheless. So I've known Javi for like 6 years at this point. And Javi is one of the most, if not the most prolific friend that I have. He is constant. And no, it's truly admirable because he is always in the studio. He's always making new work. He's always trying new things. He's not afraid to explore and experiment with his work. And it rubs off on everybody. So, and we're having a fun little studio sesh day where we're documenting his work and listening to ASAP's new album, which is very good. What do you have to say about it? It's his first time hearing it. Out of 10.
Out of 10? Oh, dude, I would have to. Out of 5, I'll give it. Hey, man, I'm active on Letterboxd, okay? So you're going to have to work with my 5-star threshold, okay? Out of 5, I'm not going to lie, it's a pretty complex album. I haven't been paying attention to it as much as I would like to if I were to have to rate it, but.
Have you heard this song?
No, I'm telling you, dude, I haven't heard any of this stuff.
This is an old song. This one's really good.
See, I haven't heard a lot of like ASAP stuff like intentionally. But you know, out of 5, I'd give it a 3.5, which is that's good for me.
Best album you've ever listened to?
That I've ever listened to? I can't answer that question, dude.
Top 3.
Top 3. There's a Justice album in there. I really like Debí tirar más fotos. Oh my god, it makes me feel so many things. What's an album that I go back to? Hang on.
Just back it up, because I'm finna act up.
And then hot take, Good AM, Mac Miller.
Watch the embers burn away.
So right now what we're trying to do is create a backdrop. I'm going to use this as the back of the backdrop, like the white thing that goes in the back of the drop.
And we're going to drop it to the back. You turn it up. This is so hard.
All right. Big nom. Yeah.
No.
Each of them were at their own level. Well, we've wrapped up the photography session. Chloe, what is it you wanted to talk about again?
I think we should discuss our current favorite influences in the art world.
Can I get a collective Jeff Koons?
Okay, why do you feel that way?
Dude, at this point, it's just like mass production bullshit. I've never been into his balloon dog things. I think they're ridiculous. And I don't know. I was like, every time I see his stuff, like I look at it, I'm just like, why? It's more spectacle than anything else. And it's disingenuous. Disingenuous? Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's disingenuous.
Do you think it's like decorative at best?
Decorative at best. It would look well at like Miami Art Basel.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever be caught dead displaying Miami Art Basel.
Really?
I don't know. I don't feel like the people there would like me.
Did you see the billionaire robot dogs? The Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. That was kind of one of the big hot moments at Miami Art Basel. They had somebody, I don't know the artist's name, but plastered Jeff Bezos like a silicone face onto these robot dogs.
Like the dogs that MIT came out with.
Potentially, I'm not aware.
Like they go and they don't look like dogs, but they got 4 legs.
Oh, they weren't to that scale. Like they're not like a big Black Mirror type scary robot dog.
Oh, okay, all right.
They were like.
The most attention that I paid to Art Basel in Miami for this year was that one guy who walked around and put some shitty painting on his chest and then painted himself white and then walked around and stood against a wall. And then there was a video of him getting escorted out by security once they found out that he wasn't like
Real
a real,
prop.
or yeah.
Real
It was like one of those pranks that people play. And I don't know, like when I was in art school, I would always look down upon that behavior and be like, ugh, they're making a mockery of the art. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's right. Get after it. Upend the system.
I think some of those bigger art fairs can sometimes have really kitschy work, but it also kind of acts as its own marketing tool for the fair and can bring attention to other lesser known artists when you have something that's just attention grabbing at best, and then potentially other artists can be discovered at something like that.
Would you say a requirement to get into Art Basel is to have that attention-grabbing aspect? Partially because, the soul of Miami is an attention grabber.
I don't think your work necessarily has to have that aspect, but I do think you have to have... I mean, a lot of the artists there are either very well established or they're very up and coming, like they've been hot or trendy. Doesn't mean that their work is necessarily bad or attention grabbing. I think there's a lot of great new artists that can be found in maybe perhaps smaller galleries, but I think it's both good and bad. So, do you have any
Okay, all right, go off.
Javi, do you have any artists that have influenced your work or artists that you return to when you're needing inspiration?
I do enjoy this one guy who's based out of London, and I'd have to look him up on Instagram. I can't recall his name. I also enjoy this artist out of Atlanta named Alberto Mir. He does a lot of black and white stuff with India ink.
Figurative, abstract.
Some figurative, yeah. He's kind of all over the place. Like, he worked for CNN for a while doing graphic art. He's come out with a couple books. But he's based out of Atlanta. He's a super down to earth guy. I correspond with him on Instagram just to whenever I need to ask him questions about a certain pen or
Sure.
just materials or technique. He's willing to answer, and that, I don't know, that's pretty cool that someone will go out of the way to answer someone who they don't really know,
Yeah.
and give them honest feedback.
Sure.
Another one that I enjoy is this local artist in the area named Stephen Dinsmore. I love his landscapes, and I love the way he does his figurative work, especially. Whenever I do still lives with flowers, I look to his stuff.
Yeah.
I like the way he does it. I like the impasto, the thickness of the paint, the way he does shadows. I don't know, it grabs me and it holds my attention, and I like it. I always enjoy looking at Matt Bollinger's work. He's a Kansas City-based artist. I wouldn't say that my work really reflects any of his things, but I like it, and I pay attention to it. I will always have a special place in my heart for Pablo Picasso. I know that. I know. Say what we want about the guy. Say what you want about anyone who likes Pablo Picasso. Basic. Everyone likes Picasso,
okay.
etc. Yeah. I don't know. For me, it's personal because I grew up with Picasso prints in the home. I don't know. He's had a great big visual influence. Personality conflict aside, he's had a lot of influence on the way that I structure my figures, and there will always be an homage to Cubism in any figurative work that I do for the foreseeable future. What about you, Chloe? What kind of artists do you pay attention to these days?
So I had quite a happy moment the other day because I love all things interior design, mid-century modern. I love planning for a dream house someday that I probably won't afford. But anyways, I was scrolling through this beautiful house. I presume it was probably Beverly Hills, somewhere in California. And a beautiful wood interior. And whoever was staging this house had two massive paintings with, is it phthalo or phthalo green? I always forget.
I say phthalo.
I think it is phthalo.
What is it? PHTHA.
I know. Anyways, these paintings just screamed phthalo green. I mean, they were beautiful. They were just rich in color. But the figures were so strange. A little haunting, to be honest. And I was like, I have to figure out who this artist is. And after I located the signature, I was able to kind of work backwards and figure out who the artist was. His name is James Strombotny. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Strombotny. He's still alive. He's in his 90s. From my understanding, he was a professor. And his paintings are very strange, but they're wonderful. They're lovely. They have a little bit of surrealism to them. Normally there's figures, and there will be another figure with a mask. Anyways, so like I said, a little haunting, but they're like the color palettes that he utilizes. I mean, they're just gorgeous works. So anyways, I have been obsessing over his work lately. I've gone back to March Avery, Milton Avery's daughter. Her work is gorgeous too. And then I did a little deep dive on that family because his wife also painted, and that was really cool to learn. But I love March Avery's work, and next time I'm in New York, I'm going to try to make an effort to go see some of her stuff in person. Her color palettes are really light and airy. Kind of just, she blocks in the figure with loose detail, and it's super intriguing. But I would say those two artists have been on my mind lately.
I want to give an honorable mention to me. Hang on, just any artist from the Bay Area figure painting movement. Any artist from there, whether it be Clifford Still, whether it be David Park, I don't care who it is. Whatever, Brown, like it doesn't matter. All those people, all those guys and gals in that movement, freaking phenomenal work. Whenever I went to like up a contrast, I will always look to their stuff. I've got a David Park book right over there that I like look at whenever I'm like, okay, this thing needs contrast, but I don't want to overcomplicate things. They were able to make the strongest work, especially when it comes to contrast, without overcomplicating things. And there is such a thing as overcomplicating it. And they're able to just do it, and it's just great. And it's still like raw. The texture is off the charts. It's great. To close, Chloe, you had a question? What's your question?
A very important question. Javi, is it hard for you to sell your work?
Depends on the piece. Chloe, I'm a bad father. There's some, like I pick favorites, and I produce a lot of artwork that I'll look at 5 or 6 of them and be like, yeah, I could let it go for like. Then there are some pieces where I look at them and be like, oh, I don't want to get rid of you. Oh, I love you so much. You're just my little baby. I don't want to. And then if someone were to throw me like a number like, I would sell that child.
Sure.
As long as I have pictures of them. Short answer, yes and no. It really just depends.
Do you think artists should sell their work? Like really push themselves to sell?
Not necessarily. To me, being an artist is someone who intentionally sets aside a decent portion of their life and the time that they spend in their life to create artwork. There's a whole side conversation of what is defined as artwork, but to me, that's what defines an artist. What they do with that artwork when they create it, that's not my business. If they want to make a career out of being an artist, that's fine. But I don't think that being an artist and selling your work are like tied together.
Sure.
Does that mean I don't want to do that? No, I want to sell my work and live off of it. That'd be great.
Dream.
That is a dream. That is a dream. But no, I don't think artists need to. Depending on what your definition of an artist is, maybe the answer is yes to the person who's being asked. But to me, no. No. How about you?
I mean, I'll piggyback off of that a little bit. I think to be a working artist, it's kind of the goal, to be able to sustain yourself and have that be your.
It's often implied, but never explicitly explained. Like if someone is a working artist, it is often implied that they're trying to sell their work, or that they want to make it as an artist by selling their work. But it is never explicitly mentioned, I don't think. People usually just assume it,
And I think it's hard because, art is literally a look into somebody's mind, and that's a very private place. So to be able to get yourself to the point to sell essentially like your thoughts and your ideas to somebody, like that's a hard thing. So I get both sides of it. If you're making purely for yourself and you're able to sell it, it's a wonderful outcome. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about. I do often find that some of my peers, get really attached to their work, and I think that's fine. But I think sometimes if you have buyers and you can get your work into collections, you can always keep creating. Keep the work that you would take to the grave with you, but I think you can always keep creating. So, do you find that you hold on to the original one because you feel like you can't make anything better than the original?
There are one or two pieces where I do feel that way. There's one right behind me. This piece. This piece here, I really don't think that I can make anything quite like it again. I absolutely love this little guy.
It is a great piece.
It's beautiful, and just like thinking about it brings like mist in my eyes. And for that reason, he will never be for sale, ever. But there are a lot of other pieces where like I'll make it and I'll be like, that was pretty good. I don't want to sell it again until I make a better one that's related to that piece.
Interesting.
And if I do, then I do, and if I don't, I don't.
Yeah.
Chloe has one last question, and then we're going home.
They're just flowing, guys. How do you know when a piece is done? There is a famous quote out there that I will probably never forget, but it is, art is never finished, only abandoned. What do you have to say about that?
Whoa. Who said that?
I don't know. I can't remember.
We've got to find that out. If I find that out in post-production, I will throw it down there.
We're both Geminis.
Art is... Oh my god, yeah, we are. Art is never finished, only abandoned.
I do think it's true. I really do.
I think it's true to a certain extent. Small fry... What can you say about small fry in regards to that?
Serendipitous sculpture.
Like what... Did I, like this thing that I like created and didn't even intend it to be an art piece when I created it. And then Chloe looked at it and like small fry, and then I look at it, I'm like, oh my god, I think I just accidentally made a sculpture that one time that I don't even remember the day that I did it. So was it like finished, or did I just like make it and then, well, I guess I did abandon it, but I wasn't even thinking about it as art at the time.
Yeah, I think that's the difference though, because you didn't intentionally create this. So I think this is its own category. You know what I'm saying?
The more I think about it, the more I think you could make the argument that that is true, and I would run with it.
I really think
But
it is.
I don't have to always like it.
And that's, ladies and gentlemen, acceptance. You dress for the weather today, not the weather that you want.
Yeah. I think, okay, so there have been a few pieces that I've made, and I'm only 25 years old, so I have a lot to learn and a lot to experience and a lot more pieces to make. But there have only been like a couple pieces where I've looked at it and just like, yeah, you don't want, the piece doesn't want anything else. I don't want anything else on the piece.
Sure.
Like there's nothing else that needs to be done. If I do anything more, it could overcomplicate things. It will over-embellish it. It will boost the piece's ego. It could take away from something that's already there. It'll ruin the balance. There are some pieces out there that one makes where like, if you put anything else on that piece, all those things will happen, and then it's ruined. But as much as I hate to admit it, yes, most pieces are abandoned at the cost of starting another one.
Oh,
For me,
wow.
like I look at it and I'm just like,
I'm tired of this.
I'm tired. No, okay, so like, is fatigue exclusively attached to abandonment in terms of an art? We're dragging this conversation out, dude. We're really dragging this thing out.
I should have made a drink for this. Is fatigue exclusive to abandonment? See, for me, it's not fatigue, it's overthinking. Of like, more so, I just need to let the piece exist at this point rather than overthinking and adding more detail and going back in and changing this and changing that and overthinking. You know what I mean?
At that point, is it abandonment or relinquishing?
It depends on if you're a
Cause like when you,
half
cause
full or
like,
half empty.
well, I mean, like if you're like when your child like grows up and leaves the house to go to college, are you abandoning the child, or is the child being set free to do its own thing?
The child is abandoning me.
It's official, guys. Whenever one finishes a piece, you're not abandoning it. The child is leaving for college. It abandons you.
2 feet and it walks away.
Do we have more of a serious way to wrap that question up in a bow?
I don't know. Let's let the people speak.
People,
Speak.
mute boy.
Speak.
What do you guys think about the statement, art is never finished, only abandoned? Think about it. It's deep. It's something. So think about it, all 12 of my viewers.
Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe below.
Thanks, everybody. This has been a great documenting session. We've got everything wrapped up in a bow, and we're going to head on our merry way. That's about it. I'll see y'all next week. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe below.
Like and subscribe below.
Or else.